one of the topics we had kind of talked about that we might need to set boundaries or at least discuss boundaries in our marriage is when we're talking about the opposite sex, especially with our jobs and being in the workplace. We both work in sales, and there's times where I might have to go overnight to a business trip, or we have a national meeting coming up here in the next month, and there's travel with that. And I think it's a good topic, and it's kind of a good discussion for us to have that, you know, for us it's just not safe and it's not healthy. If I were to, you know, travel with a coworker of the opposite sex, just him and I, obviously staying in a hotel room with the opposite sex, that's just not something.
That would be a no-no.
Yeah, it's just not something
I
that
have issues.
we're okay with in our marriage, and you know, I don't think that's something that's healthy. I think it could be a big thing that could cause problems. And so we've kind of discussed that and what's appropriate, and for us, what's going to keep our marriage all around healthy and, you know, growing. And so we're just really trying to set those boundaries of, you know, are there issues in your workplace? Are there issues in mine? And there hasn't been really, but I still think it's a good topic to talk about.
Yeah, for me it's different because in my job, I really don't run across any women. If I do, it's very rarely, and it's very brief, like a secretary or something. All my coworkers are guys for the most part that I see. But I think a couple like good things that we haven't had any like run-ins with. But I had some really good friends that were girls before she and I were serious, and it would be, you know, I'd occasionally just stop by. One lived by me, I'd stop by and say hey and hang out for a little bit. But I mean, now it's not even like, I don't even want to. And if I did, I would know, you know what, it just wouldn't be smart. Like anytime one-on-one or in like each other's houses or something like that, not in a group setting, there's so much bad that could come out of something like that. And it usually starts with, I would think an affair or something like that would start with a small friendship or relationship thinking, no, we're not doing anything wrong, and then it kind of blooms from there. Like I've heard of affairs starting because of Facebook messages, like, hey, how are you doing, or whatnot, and then all of a sudden you're back and forth, and it can be a very dangerous little conversation that you're having, because you never know what it will grow into. So we set those boundaries for ourselves, and we haven't had to talk about it because, you know, neither one of us have been tempted or put in one of those situations. But our guard's up.